So, although you might have noticed that I tend to share stuff related to ancient Vedic knowledge and all like ancient knowledge, scriptures, and I've always been a firm believer ever since I was a little boy because of stuff that was either I read, I was incorporated, I kind of grew up with the kind of idea that it all starts in the mind. And I think there's many cases where, especially digging into yogic and the Vedic knowledge, surprisingly, now recently I got a kind of a nudge from. I mean, this is related to yogic knowledge, but I got it through someone who's a Shaolin monk. That is, the mind tends to keep you smaller than. I mean, first of all, I think they do not. I mean, ancient knowledge they wouldn't specify whether it is what you're talking about. I mean, they just say the mind. But now, as I've been through NLP training, and you know, there's tons of literature nowadays about NLP and what is the subconscious and the conscious mind. First thing you need to realize, I mean, first of all, I'm sure you know that the subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It can do like make miracles happen just like that. The most important thing that we tend to maybe overlook is that the subconscious mind is protective. What this means is that if you are like, it can be a project, it can be something related to your finances, your social life, your relationships, it can be something related to you want to just endorse. All of a sudden, you are like being a, you are starting a project, or it can be something related to your health as well. So when you're doing that, as it is protected, it is trying to stop you from. I mean, there's maybe you are aware that you have some limiting beliefs, but the most important thing, it is trying to keep you from disappointments, and therefore it's going to protect you. It's just familiar with the status quo, and that's what it reflects back. As I said, there are some very deeply ingrained subconscious beliefs, but those are not kind of like something you contemplate. But the idea is that it tries to keep you low. Like, in the past, I always heard people saying, like, you want to, let's say you want to run a marathon, something like that. You want to get like huge, humongous muscles, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger himself says that it is the mind that creates everything. The point is, you're not completely aware that it'll try to keep you from disappointments. Therefore, it's going to make you believe that if this is your potential, it will try to keep you lower than that, so that you're not disappointed. And it's just basically the idea. I mean, if you want to get why it does it, there's tons and tons of reasons. But the most important thing is that it is aware of the status quo, that it doesn't want to lay you down. And so, therefore, you need to really push the envelope, and you need to make sure. I'd rather, there are some people who just say, I don't want to be disappointed. And even before going into all this, they just say, I want to. It might sound somewhat pessimistic, and some people are not even pessimistic, but they just take the low hanging fruit, they conform in a way, just to avoid themselves from disappointment. But I don't know about you, but I would rather be disappointed a few times after I hit the target. And if you persist, I can tell you that you eventually will get there for sure. So I'd rather just push to whatever seems. I mean, what I can aspire for. And I'm not talking about any realistic BS or anything like that. So I would rather do that and fail at the beginning than leave so much on the table. Or even worse than that, not even getting to the point where I scratch the surface. I hope it makes sense. And if there is a limiting belief that you want to get rid of, whatever it is, just comment down below, and I'll get back to you and help you with the best tools available.